Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would just do a very quick getting ready with me video. I am about to fly out the door because I have a friend's bachelorette to get to, but of course have to prep for the evening. So if you are interested in getting this makeup look that I'm wearing right here, then stay tuned. See you later, guys. So fresh out of the shower, I'm using Faced HangoveRx face primer. I love the stuff. I find it so nice and hydrating on my skin, which is perfect for a night out because I'm going to be putting on some pretty thick foundation for the evening to just make sure I have that nice flawless skin. So tonight I'm going to be using Kat Von D's Locket Tattoo Foundation. I'm obsessed with this stuff. Anytime I want really flawless skin for the evening or even for the day, this is what my go-to foundation is that I reach for. I know the consistency is thick, so not a lot of people love it, but you know what? For an evening out with my ladies, and when I'm doing a soft smoky eye, this is often what I grab towards because I want the flawless skin for the evening, and I know that this stuff is going to stay put all night because it is extremely full coverage. This stuff doesn't mess around. It does not move for the evening. It's amazing. Next up is MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer. Love this stuff. This is like my holy grail concealer. I know so many people love the NARS Creamy Concealer and I like it, but I find it still creases a lot and I don't get that with MAC's Pro Longwear, so this is my holy grail for the evening. So I just like to sweep this along under my eye and at the top of my cheekbones just for a very soft, subtle highlight. And love again that the stuff won't crease and it'll stay put. And then to set it all in place, I'm going to be using MAC's Studio Fix in NC15 just to set all my concealer in place for the evening and just to slightly brighten under that eye area for myself. Love the stuff, and I like that the finish for the Studio Fix is nice and matte, perfect for an evening out. And then using this Viseart concealer palette, I believe this is the #1. Oh my gosh, guys, this stuff is amazing if you haven't used it before. Best makeup company I've probably used in a very long time. Anyway, I'm going to be contouring and sort of bronzing areas of my skin with this palette just to carve out them cheekbones because, you know, those are important. And on my cheekbone here, you'll see that I'll end up using a slightly darker shade in the middle of my cheek just to further hollow out that area. And also along the bottom of my jawline just to get more of a nice jawline for myself. But love this stuff. It glides on really beautifully on the skin. And oh my gosh, I just cannot get enough of it. It just blends in so seamlessly. So for those of you that haven't tried it, check it out. And then I'm going to just put a light concealer on the front of my nose there just to highlight that area a bit. And then to blend it all in, I'm just going to be using the Real Techniques blender or sponge. If you want to use a beauty blender, go for it. Or if you have another, you know, sponge that you like to use, then, you know, knock yourself out. It only takes a couple of seconds to blend everything in. And the reason I do it with the creamy concealer is I find the finish so much more natural when it's all blended in. And, you know, you can set it just nice and lightly with the powder. And I just love the effect and finish it has. I'm so obsessed with it, and ever since I started doing things this way, I never, you know, solely contour out with just powders now because I love the finish of this so much better. So just take your time with blending everything in. You want to make sure that it looks as natural and as lovely as possible, and just make sure that it looks like it's all blended in so you don't have any harsh lines left on your face from how you actually stroked the concealer on. Shade Light Kit, I am just going to set the creamy concealers that I put on my face for contours just to further hollow out my cheekbones and just to make sure that that concealer doesn't move around during the evening. For those of you that aren't sure about this kit, I did do a review on it, so I'll link it in the down bar below so you can check out that video if you're tossing between this and the Anastasia palette, which is what I compared it against, so you can check it out. And then using Annabelle's Biggie Bronzer, love this stuff, awesome drugstore buy. I'm just going to go over the concealer I put on my temples just to warm up that area because that's where the sun would naturally hit, and a few other places on my face just to warm up my complexion because without my tanner, I am quite fair. So I always need a little bit of bronzer just to give that sun-kissed look to my complexion. And afterwards, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Taupe. I was using blonde for the longest time and just felt like it was a bit too warm on my face. So I've opted for Taupe. You guys know how awesome this product is. For those of you that haven't tried it, check it out. And here's my very quick brow routine because you guys have seen it 100 times. To prep my eyes for the night, I'm going to be using MAC's Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I'm just going to sweep this all the way across my lids and all the way up to my brow bone just to make sure that everything is prepped and primed before I put any eyeshadow on. You don't have to use this, shade in particular. This was just, pretty close to my skin tone, so I decided to opt for this one. Ugh, can't talk. And then using the Viseart Paris Nudes palette, which is, by the way, amazing. It's the first time I've used it. I'm going to just sweep this gold champagne color across my eyelid just to give me a soft shimmer for the evening. I don't want to go too sparkly, and this had a really beautiful shimmer on it, so that's about as much sheen as I'm going to adopt for the evening. The rest of it is going to be fairly matte. And then I switched up to the Lorac palette and I'm just using the taupe color in my crease and just slightly above since my eyes are slightly hooded. And I'm just going to sweep it on the outer corners of my eye and just over the eyelid, just very gently to make a really nice transition color for the evening. And yeah, just love this color. So depending on how dark you want to go, my look is not overly dark. It's just a super soft, subtle, smoky eye. But you can, go as dark or as light, as you want. Just keep applying a little bit more product to get the desired effect. And then I'm just taking a clean black fluffy brush to just blend everything nicely in. And then using the Lorac palette again, just taking Sable, and I'm going to further deepen the crease on the outer corners using a smaller tapered brush just to make sure it doesn't cover over the transition color I just put on. And I'm going to focus on the outer corners of my eye, just really blend everything in there to make sure that I'm defining my crease area. And then I'm going to go back in with a pencil brush using the color Espresso, and I'm just going to really focus on the outer corners here and just lightly tap it in, and then I'm going to fluff over it with a larger fluffy brush, especially because darker shades tend to not blend the best on their own. So it's really important to just not give up, guys, and just keep blending with a bigger fluffy brush just to make sure you get that really seamless blend between your colors so they all look like they are sort of a gradient on your face or on your eye. And then using a small tapered brush or angled brush, I'm just going to lightly line the lower lash line of my eyes. And then using one of my favorite liquid liners, I'm using Makeup Forever's Graphic Liner Pencil. And I'm just going to sweep a liquid liner across the top of my lid. I'm going to do a super small winged liner, nothing dramatic for the evening. Just, again, wasn't feeling anything over the top for tonight. But the liner wasn't cooperating with me, guys, so I actually did my actual wing off camera. So sorry about that. It just, couldn't get it to work the way I was hoping for tonight, which is so frustrating. I'm sure you guys can attest. And then once that was all done, I'm going to use this mascara, this Smoky Stretch by Makeup Forever. I love this stuff. I'm not sure if any of you have tried it out there, but I just feel like the end result when I put 2 coats on gives me the illusion of lash extensions. It's so beautiful. And my lashes are sort of a medium length. I wouldn't say they're overly long, but I love that it gives me the illusion of long lashes. Amazing. And then going in with this cool neutral palette from Viseart, I decided to grab a touch of blue because I'm going to wear a navy dress for the evening and wanted to incorporate it just a little bit into my look, and I wanted to deepen my eyeshadow colors a little bit more. It wasn't quite as dark as I was hoping for. So I'm just going to add that very lightly on both of my eyes. And then I'm actually going to go back in with one more color with my black fluffy brush, and I'm going to take that sort of taupe color in the same palette and just darken my transition color just a smidge. Again, I was just trying to deepen the color that I had started with. And then using these Nigel lashes number 42, I put those on off camera. And then I'm going to use this Annabelle blush. Oh my gosh, I love this blush so much. Such an awesome drugstore buy. It's so pigmented, and this particular blush color I find goes with everything, whether you're doing a nude eye, a smoky eye, a colorful eye. I don't know, I just find that it tends to go with absolutely everything. And then I'm going to use this Pink Treat lip liner, line my lips, and then top it off with some Tom Ford. I believe this is called Indian Summer. Oh my gosh, it's just a beautiful subtle pink. Thought it would go really nicely with the navy. And then using my favorite highlighter of the moment, this Giogio Armani highlighter, I'm just going to lightly brush it on the top of my cheekbones just to further, you know, embrace the cheekbone for the evening. I love this though. It's such a subtle highlighter. It's not too dramatic, but it really does nicely highlight your face absolutely beautifully. So here's the finished result. Beautiful, soft, smoky eye. I love the way it turned out. Give it a thumbs up below, guys, if you like this tutorial. And until next time, guys, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you later, guys.